we go. Okay, it's April 16th. Welcome to the Dry Creek Joint Elementary School Board meeting. A roll call, we have Trustee Balcom, Trustee Haynes, Trustee Walker, Trustee Fensky, and Trustee Pegnoni all in attendance. So we are all here today. And I see that we have no public comment on closed session items, so I think we'll go ahead and adjourn to closed session. Okay, we are reconvening our meeting for the Dry Creek Joint Elementary School Board. And I will again recognize that all board members are in attendance. If you can please rise with us, remove all hats, head coverings, whatnot, and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we are going to start with Megan. Hi.
Hello, good evening. Hi. So I'm here tonight to recognize and celebrate all 9 of our school sites for their hard work and acknowledgements for their PBIS programs that they have running at their schools. Okay, so PBIS is a positive behavioral interventions and supports, is an evidence-based tiered framework for supporting students' behavioral, academic, social, emotional, and mental health. When implemented with fidelity, PBIS improves social, emotional competence, academic success, and school climate. It also improves teacher health and well-being. It is a way to create positive, predictable, and safe learning environments where everyone thrives. PBIS is a framework for enhancing the adoption and implementation of a continuum of evidence-based interventions to achieve important academic and behavioral outcomes for all students. PBIS is not a curriculum. Each school develops their programs and as it best fits their students, their families, their communities, their staff. And when it says all students, it means all students, from the naughtiest students to the students with disabilities, so all students benefit from the PBIS framework. And so here we have our triangle, just a brief overview of it. All students receive those in green. Every student gets the core intervention, they get expectations, social life skill, career readiness, etc. Some students receive supplemental support, that within that it's some rapid response time, some interventions for students that need it, and then few students receive high intense supports. Just a brief overview of what PBIS is. So once the school sites have implemented PBIS and have gone through the program and have done the work to put it in place at their school sites, they get to apply for recognition. So recognition is a pretty lengthy and rigorous process. This is just a brief overview of what the process is. In the process, an ACER, which is like basically a certified person that can go to the school sites and assess the school sites, how they're doing with PBIS. They walk around the campus and assess the certain features that have to do with their tier 1 interventions. The team then meets and reviews all tiers of PBIS that they would like to be recognized for and scores all the TFI features. So within each tier, there's anywhere between 10 and 20 features that they score as a team. Then once scoring is done, a staff member will fill out a very lengthy application that includes action items. It includes how they're how they're working towards different things that they want to fix, how they're looking for disparities amongst their data, etc. And then all those applications go to a regional PBIS representative. They review the application and approves the level of, or don't approve, the level of recognition that they're applying for. So there's 4 different areas of recognition that the sites can apply for. We have bronze recognition, and that's a school that's building a strong foundation at tier 1. They're beginning their implementation and using data to support their school-wide practices. The next level is silver, and silver reflects strong, consistent tier 1 practices. They have their core practices in place, the staff is implementing them with fidelity and using data to guide their improvement. Gold expands into the second tier, where that second tier from that pyramid where some students need some of that support. They meet the fidelity standards, show positive outcomes, and are using targeted supports and progress monitoring and using data for monitoring student success. And finally, platinum recognition is the top tier, represents full implementation across all 3 tiers. So tier 1, tier 2, and 3, full implementation, high fidelity, strong student outcomes, and all students are being supported through effective data-driven practices. Very data-based for all these practices. Okay, So implementing and sustaining PBIS is a lot of work, and so is the recognition process. So with that, we would like to invite the board to come on up to in front of the dais to take pictures with the school team to celebrate their hard work and achievements. Yes, come on up.
Okay. Just for the record.
Some photo op.
I'm on photo op time. No, you'll clap as they come up.
I mean, you can.
You can clap anytime you want. All right, first we have in our bronze category, we have Olive Grove. And Olive Grove is represented by Principal Corinne Clay and Sarah Counter.
Squeeze it. Spread out.
We'll make a spot in the middle.
Congratulations, guys.
There we go.
Squeeze. Yep. Oh my God. Okay, can we scoot in a little? Yep, there you go. There's just a little gap. Okay, perfect. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm in recording though. Let's take it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Next up, for our silver recipients, we would like to recognize, I don't know why I switched those, sorry guys, Heritage Oak. We'll start with Heritage Oak with Principal Joshua Nielsen and Samantha Harvey. That is not.
Heritage Oak.
Heritage Oak.
Heritage Oak.
We're very excited.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, how do you want us?
You can be in the middle, that's perfect. In the middle.
Okay, great.
Miss Harvey, up.
Second is done.
Sorry, I'm trying. All right, 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Our next silver recipient winner is Quail Glen, and that's represented by Principal Tommy Levine, Lindsay Billy, and Samantha Douglas.
Thank you so much. There we go. All right. All right, okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Checking to make sure I got these next two correct. Next are gold recipients, and we'll start with Barrett Ranch, represented by Miss Principal Cherry Coulter, Genevieve Stepper, and Chelsea Rifkin.
Nice job. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Next, we have also gold recipients, Antelope Crossing. And here tonight, we have Principal Jamie Hannon, Brandon Gianacchini, Casey Martin, Carol Garcia, and April Owen.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Okay, there's a lot of us.
Congratulations to you.
Can you squeeze this all in? Should I go back to these?
I don't know.
With tall guys?
You know, don't make me. No, not in the
You guys can come, yep, there you go, just because it's a larger group.
I'm visible. Just make sure where I'm supposed to go. Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
This way we go.
Were you guys keeping track?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good to see you.
Okay, also gold recipients, we have Creekview Ranch, and tonight representing them, we have Principal Amber Lee Branson, Rebecca Cody, and Kara Cunningham.
Congratulations, good job. Congratulations, good job. You too.
Alright.
Six.
Good job.
Also receiving gold, Silverado Middle School, represented by Rich Knox, Principal Rich Knox, and Daniela Miranda.
Yes, we do review it, even if, yes.
Congratulations. Presidential award staff.
Oh,
Tracy.
hey there.
Thank you.
Alright. It's upside down.
Oh.
She could have photoshopped it, she's a wizard.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Our last gold recipient is Coyote Ridge, and tonight we have Principal Julie Herman, Jamie Perry, and Jen Dupont.
She's got it up right first.
I wore my badge.
Nice work. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
And our last school receiving the highest level of recognition possible is Antelope Meadows, represented by Principal Stacy Clark, Tracy Petrie, Amanda Frost, and Laura Hazen.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. I really think Megan Fine was better. She was the principal last year.
Yes, Megan.
She says no. She says no. She was the principal. Get up here. Get up here. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's appropriate. I do too. Thank you. Okay.
Alright. Zoom out a little. It's a big group now. Trustee Walker, can you go a little bit, there you go. Same, yep, you got it. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. Okay, all right, so reporting out of closed session, we have nothing to report. And then, we have one public comment for an item not on the agenda.
Yes, this evening we have Sophia Beckett.
So as soon soon as you start talking, the timer will go. Yep.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and we would like to talk to you guys about our school dress code, our school shoe dress code. We have a couple of reasons laid out. Number one, backless shoes aren't a distraction like a lot of our schools are for. We obviously don't want a distraction, so those are why school rules are made, and backless shoes aren't a distraction. The rule also stresses out teachers because they're constantly having to check for backless shoes when they could be doing more useful things like planning their classes and et cetera, et cetera. Students don't like the rule, which makes sense, and they end up wearing backless or strapless shoes anyways. It gets really hot in the summer, and students would really like to wear backless shoes. Some students can only afford one pair of shoes, and that usually happens to be any backless shoes, so that's also another reason. Another reason why students should be able to wear backless shoes is because they can change for PE anyways, because most of us have lockers and keep shoes in our lockers that we can change into. Another reason is that other middle schools and high schools allow their students to wear backless shoes, so why can't we? For example, Birkenstocks have thicker soles and are better for your feet. And currently staff members are allowed to wear backless shoes while middle school students aren't held to the same standard.
Okay, so as we can see, these soles are pretty high, and Uggs are allowed, and so Uggs are like maybe like this much higher, and these Birkenstocks are like this, so it's really not that big of a difference if you really think about it, and Uggs are allowed, so. That's it.
Yeah, real comment.
I was gonna say thank you for coming up here and speaking to us today. I love when young people, they have the courage to come up and voice their opinions and thoughts about something, whether they like it or don't like it. So I'm really glad you guys came up here today.
Yeah, me too. What school do you guys go to?
Creek Ranch.
Creek Ranch? So this is on the agenda, the board policy later on today. The school dress code is one of the items. Is it? I saw that, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It's one of the dress codes. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
We'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, we are moving on to comments and reports from the leadership and board members.
Comments.
Oh, sorry.
So, you're typically
I'll
first.
start.
Would you like to go first, Sarah?
Sure. I don't have anything significant to report, just that we're in the midst of a lot of planning for next year already, as we're also in the midst of trying to wrap up this school year. And the school sites are busy doing both and planning a lot of family and student activities for the end of the year. And so we just appreciate all their efforts right now, because springtime is always a lot. And I know everyone's feeling that, and it's almost May already, and everyone's like, wow. So, thank you to everyone at the sites who are doing and preparing all the things for the students for the end of the school year.
Like Sarah, I don't have a lot either, however, I did want to just put a plug in. I know it is a busy time of year, and I just know our staff is working really, really hard and giving a lot, and so huge shout out to them. Additionally, we will be having a job fair here at our district office on May 6th. We would love for anybody to come. It will be at 3:30 right here in this room. So if anybody is looking for a job certificated for teaching or classified for various positions within our district, it would be a great opportunity for you to come and get some face time with our administrators and just really get a feel for how special we are here at Dry Creek. And It is hiring season and we are doing a lot of interviewing and a lot of screening and a lot of job offers while also saying goodbye to people who are retiring. So it's such a bittersweet season, but a busy one. And so thank you all for being part and for all the work that is happening across the district right now to prepare for wrapping up this school year and starting next year.
I won't echo too much of that, but I feel the same way. We're all in the midst of trying to finish out this year. We're all working on budget development. Tess and I are spending quite a bit of time together looking at enrollment and keeping track of that. So we're keeping an eye on the developments that are happening. We got new updates on Taylor Morrison. They pushed their first sales out to August now, so we'll see how that goes. They had a snafu with the city and some infrastructure information, so they're back on track now, and originally they think they were talking January of this year, now they're talking about August, so we're hopeful to see that. I'm sure you've seen there's some other stuff starting to happen, so we're eager to see how that goes. We're reaching out to the developers to see what their timelines look like, what their sales look like, things like that, so we're keeping an eye on that. All of our sites have turned in their budget development. Thank you guys so much for letting us in and to experience that with everybody. And I would just share that I spent some time down at the state capitol this couple weeks ago doing some advocacy work for some of the things that are coming down for our school districts to try to save us some time and effort on some duplicative reporting, and also for that one-time money that we think is going to come, that it will be strings free like the current one is. There's been some talk of people wanting to attach programs to it. We don't need any more programs. We need money to do what each district needs to do, and every district has a different need. Some need textbooks, some need buses, some need staff, everybody has a different need, and so we're really advocating that they don't attach any programs to it. So I feel like it's been a very worthwhile endeavor. I spent a day-ish down there. And so we're just moving along.
Trustee Balcom, do you have anything this afternoon?
I just wanted to thank staff for everything that they've been doing. And I had the opportunity this month to visit a few programs with the suggestion from Sarah Wagner to go and see some of the programs that were happening in our site. So first of all, I went and wanted to know more about the Positive Behavior Intervention Support Program, and had the honor and privilege of being able to go to Antelope Meadows, not changing jobs today, to Antelope Meadows while they were doing their fidelity walkthrough. And so, kudos to the staff at Antelope Meadows and the whole team, and to be able to see that process where staff were interviewed, students were interviewed just randomly. Hey, how's it going? Can you tell us what the school rules were? And they were able to articulate them. We went into the library, which is just an amazing place. So it was really nice to have a hands-on experience and to see PBIS in action. And then I also wanted to know some more about the English learner programs because that is a high percentage of our population in Dry Creek. So Katie took me to Antelope Meadows and then also to Silverado Middle School, and I saw some direct instruction for some of our English language learner students, and what a phenomenal experience. The teachers were just doing amazing things with the students. They were reading textbooks, they had passages, they had visual cues throughout the room. It was interesting at Silverado Middle School, the EL teacher was very specific in that it was not a grade level class, it was a language level class. So there were 6th, 7th, and 8th graders mixed together based on their needs. So it was very helpful to see those programs. I also was able to do a site visit to Quail Glen because I reached out to the principals and wanted to visit sites, and due to scheduling, I was able to go to Quail Glen, and Colleen Devine showed me around the school. What an amazing job our music program is doing in our different sites. And I know it's being implemented differently, but I was able to see that, as well as a family picnic day, so that was fun. And then also to see the reading instruction that's happening in our classroom, and the implementation of the science of reading in kindergarten classrooms where students were actually reading, so I really enjoyed that. I also met with some district office staff, Desiree. I had the pleasure of meeting with her, and it reminded me, and she's so gracious and she's so humble, and she's in an HR department, they do so much that we can't really talk about because it's confidential, it's workers' comp, it's employee discipline, it's employee recognition, it's things that have to happen. And so, you know, kudos to her and her entire department for all of the work they're always doing, and it's nonstop and it's unexpected. It's not a lot of things that you can calendar. I was really impressed with her grace and her charm. I also met with Christina, and we had never really had the chance to meet because she's new to the district as well. And she's gone to sites 3 times already this year. I don't know of any other CBO or someone in a financial services position that visits sites. So that was very impressive to me. And the other thing that she didn't share, she's also working with our communications department to develop a flyer to share with our developers so that families that come in can see the positive things about Dry Creek. So those were a couple of the highlights. I had a couple other visits with people this month, and those might be shared by other board members. But overall, it was a very productive month, and I'm just very proud of the work that Dry Creek staff does. I'm very proud of our students and the work that they do, and then the community, because our community holds such high standards for our programs. And I'm very appreciative that I work in this district and that I can represent this district. So thank you all for the opportunity.
It's great. I like following you, Dr. Balcony. She's always got lots of interesting things to say. So good job. It's great to have you on full power mode, doing your thing. So I had a chance during the open house to go to see Antelope Crossing, which was super fun. And I didn't have a game plan. I just like to wander around and see where the energy's at. And I happened to walk by this classroom, and this little boy had a robot, and he was very enthusiastically driving it. And he had basically, it turned into 2 kids, Dylan and Zachary. They're sort of the robotics point guys for Project Lead the Way for their age group. And so they were so passionate about robotics. It was a contagious excitement. He showed me through every cabinet and explained everything. They even had to troubleshoot because the robot wasn't working correctly, and they went right to work productively conquering the challenge of getting it back on track again. And it's just so great to see, you hear about these things, these titles, these acronyms, but to see it in person was very great, similar to how we saw the robotics presentation not too long ago. Just fantastic to see the kids engaged. And I just love that it's got such a trajectory preparation pathway for the high school program. So talking to Dr. Balcom, I know she was instrumental in helping get that started there, and Principal Hayden as well back in the day, and she's continuing that on. But I just loved it. It seemed like it was a wonderful program to help prepare kids in biology, robotics, computer programming, 3D printing, it's just a great thing when I know we're always welcome, but open house is an easy time to come. So I hope to see what's going on at the other campuses as well. But thank you guys for all the hard work you do. And it's interesting to see how, you know, those extra trainings and the extra equipping that goes into putting on a program like that above and beyond the regular classroom jobs. It's a lot of work, but it's paying off with a ton of enrichment for our kids. It's gonna help them for the future. So thank you for that. And I hope everyone had a great break as much as you can take a break. I hope you feel a good downhill feeling as we head towards the end of the year, because it's been a good year so far. We're gonna finish strong, and I know that many people are looking towards summer. We're looking forward to that for you all as well. So thank you, and keep up with the good work, everybody.
It is crazy. This year's gone by really fast. Trustee Walker.
Well, good evening. It's great to be back with everybody. During the last meeting, I was flying home from Colorado. I had the great opportunity to get some additional leadership training at the Buckley Space Force Base near Denver, and had some great interactions with some personnel out there. As I've articulated in prior meetings about training and education, I think bettering myself makes me better for the folks here, the folks out there, and just want to continue to build on that acumen. Had a great opportunity to also attend the open houses at both Silverado and Coyote Ridge. In addition to my kiddos' teachers who were doing an amazing job, went around to the different classrooms, saw some great artwork, some great schoolwork, just impressed by the progression from the beginning of the year I look at things like handwriting, I look at things like individual projects on display and the contrast between the beginning of the year and the middle of the year. It's pretty significant. The progress is being made. These teachers are doing an amazing job with these kiddos, and the love is there. So your hard work is not going unnoticed. Site administrators get a lot of positive feedback. You know, I am spying on you behind. I'm just kidding. No, but I do solicit feedback from everybody, from the duties, out in the yard, to custodial staff, to food service, to teachers, and again, the love is there, and because they can feel it from you, and that's what I love to see in your leadership. Last but not least, I wanted to take the opportunity to run some of those up and coming math materials by some of the faculty, professors at the university that I work at, and kind of get some of their opinions. As a college counselor, I see the pipeline, and it starts all the way at this level, at elementary school. Any holes they develop in their understanding in math, they can grow until they become sinkholes in college. And then I'm dealing with it on that level. So I wanted our faculty, professors in mathematics to kind of look over some of those materials, and I got some great feedback, which I'd be happy to share at a more appropriate time. But one of the points that they emphasized was the mathematics that were more tactile, that provided more context. They thought those were good routes to go, whereas like the mathematics programs that were more computer-based, more virtual, even though that's a lot of the future, there is something to be said about tactile interaction, context, and finding different ways to approach a problem. So I myself am not a strong math person, so anything that gives people that aren't strong at math like myself an advantage and not growing those giant potholes later in life, I just want to advocate for that. So those who are developing curriculum, appreciate your hard work at selecting these materials. As we go into that selection process, want to keep all of those learning modalities in mind. But good to be back. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. And let's rock and roll.
By tactile, do you mean like pen and paper, like writing with your hand?
Could be blocks, could be.
Yeah, I'm gonna visit Silverado and hopefully see the teacher of the year, I guess, the next couple of weeks, and get some feedback on the math curriculum also. I think she's a teacher of the year, right?
She's been a teacher that's received awards very regularly,
Yeah.
but she is not the teacher of the year. You're thinking of Corey.
Oh, I'm sorry, oops, my
That's okay.
mistake, yeah.
That's okay.
But one of our great teachers, I'm looking forward to seeing it in a math class and seeing how the curriculum is. Both my daughters went through the math programs here, and they did great. But I did, when they got the 8th grade and the IM stuff, that kind of was a little different for me, but that's not what I wanted to talk about anyway. When I was elected, I made a list right here in the front of my book. It has 10 items. They were like my 10 goals I wanted to achieve. And it's mainly about transparency, and I think that's my legacy here in the last 7 or 8 meetings. And I'm proud of that legacy. I think it's a good legacy, but I realized that I had, my personal goals and priorities, I had my personal goals and priorities, but I never really took the time to ask staff what their priorities and visions are. And I think we have a lot of common visions, and we are much stronger and more effective when we work together on a shared vision. And so in that spirit, I actually got together with Tracy, I hope it's okay to mention you. And we got together with Cliff and asked her what his goals and priorities are. And again, Tracy and I, all 3 of us have the same vision of wanting to improve the kids' academic success, as does Cliff. And he stressed to me his passion for the achievement of children, or fundamentals of learning, and being open to trying different things. And we also met with Sarah a couple weeks later, and she stressed about how much teachers and staff cares about the students, how hard they work, and how dedicated everyone is. And, you know, what it really came down to is one word that Jason mentioned, that's love. We all have love for the kids, and we have so many shared visions and goals, and I hope we can work together on them and make them happen, you know, going forward. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go to Heritage Oaks in next couple weeks. I was absolutely thrilled, even though this is in the future. We got an email from the Creekview Ranch fifth grader. They have a group called Improve the School Lunch Food Program or something they want to do, and they wanted to meet with us. And I thought that was fantastic, so I'm looking forward to that. And finally, Renee put together a great video on this program at production at Silverado on the musical Frozen, with singing and costumes and everything else. It looked fantastic. And I encourage people to go see it. I guess their show's Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
And I know we all have commitments. I have a commitment, but you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Some people saw it, some people got that good.
Oh my word. That's very funny.
That's it for me. So I gotta laugh at the end there, that's good.
That was a good reference. Have you seen Frozen? Okay,
Oh,
alright.
come on.
I have two daughters.
Alright. Can you sing like Olaf?
Can you?
I ran into Olaf at Disneyland once, Josh Gad.
Oh,
Okay, he didn't know I was there, but we took a picture and he was in the background. Alright, so I'm hopefully not gonna reiterate too much, but we do provide the board with monthly updates, and some of the stuff has been in those updates for the board, but we haven't had a meeting for a while, so I just wanted to acknowledge some of these things in public as well. I've mentioned this at past meetings, as a new superintendent, I've been participating in the ACSA, Association of California School Administrators, new superintendent seminar with other newbies. So I attended that between the last meeting and this meeting, and then I have my last one this weekend, so it's been a great opportunity to kind of learn from veteran retired superintendents and kind of have a new group of colleagues across the state, kind of learn from them and their experiences, and some of them have been going through some really rough situations, so I'm super grateful and thankful for my situation. One of our colleagues is no longer superintendent, so not even through a year, so just lots of perspective and appreciation going through that, learning a lot. I also attended a couple open houses, stopped by Creekview and Silverado. Both schools had the bands playing. When I was here at Creekview, I was kind of waiting for, it took me a while to realize the band's just gonna play. Like, you gotta go visit the classrooms, they're gonna keep playing all night. So I think me and the band parents were just hanging out for quite a while until I realized, oh, everyone's moving, I gotta go. But and I think it was echoed by others, but I love open house because you can see the student work, the student evidence, you can see what they've been doing, kind of what they've been learning over the years, or over the school year. Back to school night's fine, but open house, you can kind of see the progress and measure that and see all the great things. So it was great to interact, to see folks and run into people that I knew. During spring break, the first Monday of spring break, we hold a leadership meeting for all of our district administrators, so we kicked that off on the 23rd, and it was great to have a day with them. We worked on kind of creating your leadership story. So we did an activity where through some kind of probing questions and perspective of others, trying to figure out like what were those things that led our leaders into the careers that they have, into the positions that they have, who were some of those instrumental people in their lives, what were those turning points that kind of brought them to where they are. So it was a good kind of introductory activity, had a good time doing that with them. Today we had a DLT, so that same group, we had one of our learning walks, so we all met at Olive Grove with Principal Clay, and she did a great presentation on all the great things they're doing there, and then we went off into pairs and threes and fours to see all the good things going on at school. today what I walked away with is the elementary kids love and they're very helpful, kind of these chants or auditory verbal reminders of things. So they were doing long division, 3-digit numbers. And so you know if you're subtracting, number on top to a number on bottom, if the number on top is smaller, well, now you gotta do some creative stuff. So the kids had, the teacher was kind of reteaching with a small group and they were all singing along with this little phrase. It was, if it's bigger on top, no need to stop. You just do the subtraction. So there was a bunch of these little cues, and the kids all knew them. So it was great just to kind of see that. In another class, they were learning the life cycle of a seedling up into a plant. And so when it got to germinate, the plant wakes up and begins to grow. And so they do a visual thing along with it. And so we didn't do a lot of that in high school Spanish. So it was just great to see. The kids all knew it and were picking up on it. And it was great to see a lot of the things that they're teaching and leading at that school take place in the classroom. Over the last few weeks and before and after the break, I did school site visits at Barrett Ranch, Antelope Crossing, where I saw Jason, Heritage Oak, Creekview Ranch, Silverado, and Quail Glen. I met with 3 of the board members. I participated in CSEA negotiations with Des and our team of Jamie and Rich while Jim's been out, so that's been fun to get back in that old position. And it is employee recognition and award season, if you haven't noticed, so we have a lot of things going on and things coming up. I mentioned this at the last meeting, but right after, the week after, I attended CalSPRA with Renee and Michelle. Renee and her counterpart at Roseville Joint presented a session for folks at the conference. And then at the following night, on their for their awards night, our team received 8 awards, and they're over there on display for all of their hard work and their videos highlighting all the great staff and things going on in our district. And Renee got a surprise award. She got the Rising Star Award that she didn't know she was getting. She knew they were getting 8 of those awards, but so it was great, And just for folks who don't know, so what Renee brings to this position in our district is Renee, as you've seen by a lot of our videos, she creates our content. So she goes out and videos staff and students, and she puts it together and presents it as a packaged item for our public and the public overall. Some districts don't create their own content. They try to have a connection with local media, and hopefully they will do a story and do content. So during that presentation, Renee presented the one way to do it, Roseville Joint presented the other. I prefer our way. I love watching our videos and all the great things, so kudos to Renee and her team. I was able to attend the PCOE PBIS award tonight for the folks you saw here and those photos there, and just another plug for that. I know they're all gone now, but so at the core, what that is that's how you've probably seen it at school sites, didn't realize it was PBIS, but you've probably seen the signs that say be safe, be respectful, be responsible. Each school kind of does a different twist, but it's how we teach, reinforce, recognize, proper good student behavior, social emotional health, academics. So it's not just a reaction, right? A lot of times like discipline can often be reactionary. Academic intervention a lot of times is reactionary, but a lot of this is meant to be proactive. And the positive is we're trying to recognize and award students who are doing the right things the right way, so that positive reinforcement leads them to do those good things going forward. And the fact that all 9 of our schools were recognized, including one for Platinum, that's just great work. And then you saw Megan step up for the Antelope Meadows Award. She was a former principal there with Stacy, so it was great that she got to jump in there. And we had a few other administrators who were at other sites or teachers at other sites who helped participate in that too. So just kudos to everyone for their hard work and recognition. What else here? Our ELT team, we went out and awarded our employees of the year in the different categories. Met them out at their workplaces and were able to kind of acknowledge them and award them. Those folks will be moving on to the county level next for consideration. And we have another thing called Teachers Who Make a Difference. Renee sent out those recognitions today. Principals notified those teachers over the last week or before the break, I can't remember. And that's coming up, and we sent out an invite to the board. I think Sarah sent an invite for board members who'd love to come and attend that with us, and we've heard back from a couple, so if you're interested, we'd love to have you. It's later in the month, in May at some point, so. And then we also had Rebecca Cody, administrator here at Creekview, who was recognized at the county level by AXA for being an administrator of the year. And I also met with a trainer who I hope to bring in next year to work with our admin, so kind of trying to plan that out for next year. And then, like many people, I enjoyed time over the break with my family, and all of my kids are home right now. My college kids are on a break, so it's like the good old times, and then on Saturday we'll be sad again when they go away, so. But that's my report, and really appreciate, I guess I also wanted to just recognize and appreciate all of our board members. I really see the things that we've been learning through our leadership development and the individualized coaching. I'm definitely seeing dividends in how involved you guys are and how you've been more active at school sites and meeting with staff. So just really appreciate your efforts and your focus. So that's my report.
Thank you.
Pigeon or something.
Somebody stuck up there.
What?
Wait,
We have a dove up in the.
Oh.
I thought I missed somebody flying. Okay, well, I don't really have anything to add to that because everything in the universe was covered, so thank you. We'll move on to the consent agenda. We have one public comment on, wait, no we don't. Yes, we do. So we do have one public comment on the consent agenda, so if we can have her come up.
Yes, so this evening we have Carla Geargy.
Hi, Carla.
Good evening, my name is Carla Geargy. I am a counselor at Wood Creek High School, but most importantly, I have two daughters at Heritage Oak Elementary. I want to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation for our school. Heritage Oak is a very special place. My two children are very excited to go there every single day. They love their experiences. I feel welcomed when I go there and volunteer in my kids' classrooms. The sense of community is just really strong, and that starts with leadership. Principal Nielsen is honestly amazing. He's done such a great job fostering a welcoming and academically enriching environment for our kids, and I'm just very grateful for him. I'm here tonight regarding the agenda item on fencing. For the past 4 years, I've been advocating for a fence around Heritage Oak Elementary. This isn't a new concern, and it's one that I consistently pursued because I believe deeply in doing everything that we can to enhance student safety. Originally, Dry Creek schools were built with the idea that the community could freely access and enjoy school campuses. That vision speaks to trust and openness, and it's very special. That's why it's also sad to say that times have changed. The reality we live in today requires us to think differently about how we protect our children while still honoring our sense of community. I'm not going to take your time on data and statistics tonight, although if we want to talk about that later, we can. Instead, I just want to focus on the most recent obstacle that I encountered. I was informed that even if I were able to raise the funds necessary privately, that there's still a possibility that the board might not approve a donation. I appreciate I know he's not here tonight, but all that Mr. Ferguson has done when working with me over the last 4 years and me bothering him. I also address Board Policy 3290 that outlines how or why the board might reject a donation. What I'm requesting is that you allow me the opportunity to raise the funds needed to install iron, non-climbable fencing around the entire perimeter of Heritage Oak Elementary. The goal would be to get this done without the financial burden to the district. I even noticed that Pizar Fencing installs the same type of fencing that I'm talking about. So I'm asking for your approval to pursue the solution and ultimately accept the donation of funds if and once they are secured. As a parent, nothing matters to me more than the safety of my children and every child on every campus. This is a proactive step that we can take together to provide an added layer of protection and peace of mind for families and staff alike. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Carla. Can you pull that item 6.13 for further discussion on the consent agenda?
Sure.
Thank you.
Does anybody have anything else they would like to pull for further discussion?
I just want to say, I'm really glad that Principal Knox and Principal Brainson will get a chance to go and attend the National Schools to Watch conference held in Washington DC. We approved that this evening, so it's exciting for both of you all to get honored in that way. So I'm not pulling it, but I think it's a good one on there, so.
Okay, so do we have
I'll make a motion to approve everything on the consent agenda without including item 6.13.
Second.
okay, we have a motion by trustee Fenske, a second by trustee Walker to approve the consent agenda minus 6.13. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And so, so the other reason I wanted to hold it, I saw the Heritage Joke for years, the fencing issue brought up and stuff. And I was wondering if we could just have a short, or I don't know if Sean wants to come up. Okay, Sean, would it be okay, is it appropriate, because this is an agenda item, the fencing item, is this kind of included, Heritage Joke, or should this be a separate item?
Well, I think these are two separate issues, so this is an approval for purchasing of fences at the
Right.
schools.
Right,
And so I think the Heritage Oak discussion is a separate discussion,
understood, yeah.
and I would want definitely Jim, when he's back, to be here, because I know he's been integral in this, working with our safety consultant on why we do the fencing the way we do it and the gating the way we do it. And I'm not as well versed as he is on that.
I know Jason, you had some concern about that too.
Yeah, there's been some discussion, but not wanting to run afoul of the agenda item today.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of mention that maybe we could get in a future item to have more discussion.
Yeah, we can definitely.
I thought Carla had some good points here, and I'd like to put it in the future sometime.
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Just to clarify, the item on the agenda tonight
Just to
doesn't
approve the
have
contract.
anything going at Heritage Oak for fence improvements.
No, it's fencing of everything,
So we're not gonna have to revisit plans or
It
whatever.
was related agenda item, I guess, way to put it, yeah.
So
So-
I made a note of it for
That'd be great, yeah,
discussion.
that'd be fine.
Given that this item was pulled, however, and I've had some conversations with Ms. Geardy and Mrs. Geardy and also with Jim on this matter, I was wondering if Sean might give us an idea of what the nature of the fencing is at the school's mentioned on this agenda item. Appreciate you, Sean. Sean Schondelmeyer.
Schondelmeyer, yeah, there you go.
Could we pull up the pictures from the presentations there? Maybe?
So the fencing is strategic and directional. That's the main point of the fencing, to keep people walking towards the front of the campus, not going around the side. That's the main point of the fencing. So as you see in the maps, in certain areas like this at Silverado, there's definitely an area where somebody could easily come on campus, there's no supervision there. And then the same thing up front. So most of it's just strategic and directional. We're not fencing in our campuses at this time.
And the handrails, what are the handrails for in that one?
That's at Antelope Crossing, is to prevent people from going from the new buildings off the sidewalk down the steep sloped grass.
Yeah, yeah, I get that, I share the Wood Creek counselor, Carla, I guess, I share her concern, and we'll just talk about that some other time. Sure. Yeah.
So these are flow, not security though, in general, which will help with security.
It does.
Directing flow, but yeah.
It's strategic security kind of,
Correct.
that's a good word.
And would you say does Heritage have that type of fencing already, or?
We added in phase one a lot of chain link fencing around a lot of the perimeter of the campus, but it's not completely fenced in, no.
And some of the gates that are being added are just to create exit points, is that right?
Yeah, they're typically exit points, they've got panic hardware, so you can
What does
exit
that
out.
mean, panic? Oh, so it's a one-way exit? Okay, gotcha, I saw that, it's kind of disconcerting to see,
Yeah,
so
but
it's
you
a
can lock,
panic
you can
hardware.
also lock them open, so the
Okay.
gate can be open, like on the weekend per se.
Okay, cool, I was wondering about that.
Well, thank you, yeah, I just wanted to throw some light on this situation and we'll discuss it some other meeting at a future time.
Thank you.
So I can make a motion now to approve item 6.13.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Haynes, a second by trustee Fenske to approve consent agenda item 6.13. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no, so unanimous passing.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to 7.1, resolution to authorize remuneration to board member Jason Walker for absence.
I think Jason is gone for a good reason, and I'm glad to have him back again, and I make a motion to approve 7.1.
I'll second that.
Second.
We have a motion by trustee Haynes, a second by trustee Balcom. This is a roll call vote.
I'm gonna go ahead and skip member Walker, but we'll go straight to
I will recuse myself for this one.
Aye.
Member Balcom,
Aye.
President Pignoni,
Aye.
and Clerk Haynes.
Aye.
Okay, so resolution 7.1 passes.
Thank you,
for-
guys.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll move on to 7.2.
These next two items are brought before the board every year at this time. The first is Resolution 2025-10, a resolution authorizing end-of-year budget transfers. This is a recurring resolution authorizing any necessary budget transfers between accounts during the closeout of the fiscal year. And these transfers may be needed to ensure funds are available in the correct accounts.
Anybody have anything to say? Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item 7.2.
I'll second.
Yay, okay, so we have a motion by board member Fenske, a second by board member Haynes. This is also a roll call vote.
Yes, it is. Clerk Haynes,
Aye.
member Balcom,
Aye.
member Fenske,
Aye.
member Walker.
Aye.
And President Pignoni.
Aye. Okay, so 7.2 passes 5-0. We will move on to 7.3.
This is Resolution 2025-11, to establish temporary interfund transfers of special or restricted fund monies. It would be very rare that we would need to do this, but just in case, we put it in place. School districts may temporarily transfer or borrow monies from among its funds to manage the district cash liquidity. So staff is requesting authority for temporary transfers if required for the next fiscal year, 26-27.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve 7.3.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by board member Walker, a second by board member Fenske. This is also a roll call vote.
I'm President Pignoni, please.
Aye.
Member Walker.
Aye.
Clerk Haynes,
Aye.
member Fenske,
Aye.
and member Balcom.
Aye.
Perfect. So 7.3 passes unanimously.
Beth, you got off really easy tonight.
I know,
No, I
right?
did.
No questions or anything?
I expected a lot more talking from you next time. It's very complicated, we need to be more. I'm glad it's so easy, these are slam dunks, I'm just saying, thank you for your work, but feel free to, share more next time, nice to see you.
Well, we can talk about it some more.
I'll come
if
see you.
you have a
It's cool.
question.
He had his
I did
opportunity to
get
ask
my list.
questions.
I
He
know, I
didn't
have
do
too
it.
many questions, so I'll see you later, thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on now to 7.4, the comprehensive school safety plan, compliance review.
Thank you.
Typically you see these from Jim in the springtime. So annually, each school site is to update their comprehensive school safety plan by March 1st. They're to work with their school site team and site council, as well as their local law enforcement and fire department in order to establish and make sure their plan meets all guidelines and follows state policy and regulations. And each principal did so and had all of their things updated in their school safety plan by March 1st this school year. I worked with Misty and the school sites to ensure that we made a checklist of everything and we double checked and triple checked, and now tonight we've brought them to you for approval as we are required to in board policy 0450. You can see in the annotation all of the things, and I'm sure you saw that most of the safety plan items are similar from school to school, except for the things that particularly pertain to them in the goal areas. And things like their evacuation sites and reunification and things like that, as each school site has their own particular plan for that. And so tonight, we're just looking for approval tonight of all comprehensive school safety plans for our schools.
I just had a quick question. I was looking through the different school site plans and I was just wondering, is this something that the public has access to, or these like parents could see how these plans work and understand how they work?
There's parts of it that are public and then parts of it that are not public.
Understandable.
Yes, yeah, because of certain reasons.
Yeah, operational security.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Very nice, thank you.
Yeah, I had a chance to look over these more in detail as well. I like, just there's so much unification about good policies, which I love, so, at each campus, but I especially like the behavioral threat assessment and management process. I mean, that's one of the most important things, is the health and safety of our students and their impact on their peers, their impact on our staff, their impact, and their personal safety, as kids are going through so much stuff these days, so. Thank you all for diligently executing this. I know that I've had a chance to talk to Sarah a little bit about today, which I was thankful to hear more about, but it's good to know that, all threats are handled seriously. And so, because you never quite know what's going on with a kid in this day and age of social media, having so many, mind-bending effects on kids, negatively, home stuff, et cetera. So it's a lot of work. You see a lot of names here on the site behavioral threat assessment team member responders, so counselors and everything, so please give them our thanks for standing in the gap for the kids and running these threats down in a timely manner, because time is of the essence when these things pop up, and I know you all take it very seriously every day with the stewardship of our kids, so this, it's a little snapshot of the importance of this whole plan, so thank you for taking it seriously and taking good care of our kids.
I just want to interject, I think it was 2.5 years ago, they had an incident at Creekview Ranch, wasn't it? Yeah, and I was so impressed about how well everything was run and how efficiently. This is really impressed, and so these plans do work when they're implemented. Also, this is where they have the backless shoe thing, the school safety plan, so,
What is the reason
we'll
behind
talk about
that,
that.
just out of curiosity?
So Uggs are okay, but Birkenstocks aren't, so,
Well,
I don't know.
the dress code actually doesn't say Uggs are okay and Birkenstocks aren't.
Okay.
So,
That's
I
a side
think
issue,
that the
but-
dress code policy was loosely applied and talked about tonight in an effort to advocate for something that they're passionate about.
Yeah, I love them coming, anyway.
Is there a
No other
particular
comments.
safety reason? I was just curious, like, well, why do they have that in place?
Yes, there is a particular reason, and most of it is just safety of the students, because typically when you wear flip-flops and things like that on the playground, or when you're playing basketball at lunch or running through or this or that, backless shoes are not the ideal situation, like sport mode, on the.
I've seen them use as karate
Crocs.
projectiles, yeah.
Sport.
I've got a 4th grader, he can hurl a backless shoe.
Yeah,
Shot
yeah,
But
it's
plus for
just,
evacuations, you can move the shoes so easily.
yeah, it's just, it was implemented because of safety purposes.
Right.
Thought so.
Originally, well, I mean, I wasn't here originally, but I've been here for a long time.
Yeah, but I did appreciate how.
That was
It was very
they
sweet,
were great. I love
sweet, I
them.
mean, I
It's worth
just.
considering.
Very sweet, very brave,
Yes.
Yes.
It was really cool.
In my numerous years working in Dry Creek, I never wore backless shoes as an adult because I didn't want the students to ever say, you can wear them, but we can't wear them. So I can wear them all the time now and they're rarely on my feet though, so I can see how there's an issue with it, 'cause they're so easy to slide off. Anyways, I just wanted to make a comment about the safe school plans, and I really appreciate the analysis of the data to develop school goals, and they were all so unique. I noticed some of the schools had a 3-year continuum that they were looking at, one specific area, to reduce bullying or to ensure that students had an adult that they could speak to on campus. Those are such key issues and important goals to attain and have, and I appreciate how the community's involved with that and the process of having the school site council look at them so that it is a focus and it fits the needs of each school site. So thank you to staff and to the leadership of the school sites, the school site councils, for looking at that and making note of the necessary changes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to pass the school safety plan, with item 7.4.
I'll second. Sorry, she beat you.
That's all right.
We have a motion by trustee Fenske and a second by trustee Balcom, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Passes. John, because I know you love pronouncing this name, I would love you to introduce the next person.
Yes, we have Sean Schandelmeyer.
Thank you again, appreciate that.
Guten Abend, wie geht's? I think it's German, right?
It is, yeah, thank you. I took German in college, but that's long gone.
Yeah, they speak English noise.
Yeah. So we got some really good news. On February 12th, at the last two board meetings ago, the board approved a resolution to participate in the ZESB grant, the Zero Emission School Bus Grant. And you approved the resolution, and then the grant was since been approved through ZESB, so that's great. So now I'm bringing the purchase order of the bus. This is the 11th electric bus, would be the 11th electric bus. This bus is $465,000, that will be a zero net out of pocket for the district. So that's great.
I know this
I do want to really thank Steve Sanchez for his hard work doing all the back end grant writing. More good news, we did receive on April 10th, we received a reimbursement through the VW grant that was previously approved. That VW reimbursement came in at $586,000, we got that on the 10th, so that's really good. So
That's
the
awesome.
Placer County Air Quality Management District will put in $200,000 and then ZESB will put in $265,922 towards this bus. Any questions?
So if I vote yes, do I get to test drive it?
Possibly, yep.
You got it. But then-
Once you go through all this training, yeah.
So I see the Placer County Air Quality Management District, ZESB, I wasn't familiar with that.
The Placer County Air Boards, they've got money also, so they're matching, this grant can be combined. So they're kind of matching funds to help pay for the bus, so we don't have to pay for it.
Right, but what does ZESB stand for?
That is a zero emission school bus and infrastructure incentive.
Got it, okay, I was curious.
I love all these acronyms.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something for everything.
And do you have, I've asked this before, you guys do you have some solar panels to charge them at night, or
We
charge them not at night, but
we don't at this time.
That'd be really hard.
they're not being used to charge them.
They're not charging.
Yeah.
Why are they not charging?
Yeah. We have capacity to add future solar on the
Yeah.
support services building if needed.
That'd be great, yeah.
We're actually doing a power study at this time right now to make sure we do have enough power to support this, not only this bus, but future buses.
Yeah, seriously, between 10 and 1 or whatever, you could hook them up.
Yep.
10 AM and 1
Can
PM.
you get that for free, Sean?
There's incentives,
All right, there you go.
we're working on that.
Someone's gonna work some magic.
I just wanna,
How many students do we have that are ride our buses?
300, 325,
It's fabulous.
about half gen ed, half special ed. The gen ed number's going down, the special ed number's going up.
I wanted to make the point, that being fiscally conservative and being good stewards of our funds and resources, this is a great example of that. These buses aren't cheap, and they shouldn't be. They're electric, they have a lot of safety features incorporated into them, but you're able to get them at a net zero cost to the district. I just wanna applaud you and applaud Steve for your guys' foresight and being able to hunt these grants down, doing all the paperwork and all the legwork for this, so that's right in line with our goals, and we appreciate your component of that.
Thank you.
So I'll make a motion to approve item 7.5.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Walker, a second by trustee Haynes, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No.
I'll work on my Class A.
Unanimous, 5-0.
What? Thank you very
So
much.
exciting.
I'll work on my
Thank
Class
you.
A so I can test drive it.
Oh,
Wait, are you gonna take learn to drive a bus before you take us out for a
That's
test
what you're
drive?
Oh, it'll be a party bus.
I think it's too much
celebration to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Except for Tesla.
It does make a fun song, if you have fun songs on there.
Oh, yeah.
We can be like the Partridge Family.
I got a few ideas.
You have a Partridge Family, do you?
Oh, I do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, it was before my time, but I remember it.
I think I did.
John's gonna start singing now. Just for the record, I didn't like
Magic
the
School
Partridge
Bus?
Family, but I did like the Brady Bunch.
Also before my time, but I remember that too.
Gilligan's Island?
Yes.
Partridge Family was better than Brady Bunch, but anyway.
Okay, well, moving right along, we're gonna go into policy review. I'm assuming everyone has had a chance to review 8.1, 8.2, and 8.3.
Yeah.
If not, you may please state so, otherwise we can start with 8.1, which is the first reading of all those things.
And so we could approve all of 8.1 with one motion. I make a motion to approve board policy review item 8.1.
I just wanna say something real quick about these particular policies in the reading. It's a positive thing. I appreciate I just appreciate the policy 5020, parent rights and responsibilities. One of our focus areas is about trust and transparency, and I just like that this language specifically was included in 5020. It says, when required by law, board policy, or administrative regulation, the district shall notify parents and guardians that they may request to opt their student out of certain instruction. Students for whom the district has approved the opt-out shall be offered an alternative activity of similar educational value. So I just feel like language like this, I don't think that's in there because of the state. I think that is important that we're trying to communicate to everyone our value for educating students in partnership, in relationship, as this one says, the board believes that the district's relationship with parents and guardians is one of mutual support and respect. I think that's true of our district. I think that's great to have in writing, and I'm excited that we're continuing that long tradition in these policies. Same thing with policy 6020 for parent involvement, just like the way these sound and the things they're communicating to our families. So, yeah, John, I'll second your motion.
Okay, well then, we have a motion by trustee Fenske, a second by trustee Haynes, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? No, carries 5-0, that's for 8.1. We will move on to 8.2. Are we ready to?
Well, I'll just make a comment that I think we all want to make in a way that board policy 5144.1 does not allow for expulsion. I probably have it pulled up here. Doesn't allow for expulsion. No student shall be expelled for disruption or willful defiance. And I'm curious, disruption and willful defiance, that could be pretty serious, couldn't it? But that does not rise to expulsion unless they have a knife or something, it seems like, unless they have some kind of physical threat. This is state law, I guess we have to abide by, yeah. Okay, just wanted to get that off my chest.
Well, and I appreciate that because when you talk to teachers, I mean, one of the things that they talk about is just, behavioral issues and, I've been reading about how the teaching profession, they're losing good teachers because of laws like this. So it's a little frustrating because it kind of goes against the whole idea of supporting the people who are entrusted with our kids.
Yeah, I agree, I think the only way to change it is to basically through state government, right?
Yeah, I'll just add,
So, you know,
add some context for this one, so what was happening in schools quite often a while ago before the ed code change was anytime a student was suspended, 8,500, 5,800? 4,900, there we go. 4,900K, which was defiance and disruption, would get added on every suspension, so it was like the catch-all, and that could be minor things from a student talking back, which, isn't great, but does that rise to the level of a suspension or an expulsion? So the state legislature changed that years ago for suspension. We couldn't suspend for that on the first offense. We had to do other things to try to correct it. They've since kind of kept, tightening it on that one.
I wouldn't even call it tightening, they're just,
But I mean, so what most of our students get expelled for is very specific behaviors. I don't think I've ever seen a kid, even though it was possible for get expelled for defiance alone or disruption alone. It's usually something more severe, something more violent, something more physical. So I don't know how much this really changes things, because I've never seen anyone get expelled for just this. It's usually something very specific.
true,
This is
but
kind of
it just kind of impedes and, in the ability to address a student who maybe is, a repeat offender in saying no to a teacher. It's hard to correct action if you don't have everything at your disposal. And the state is like making this blanket rule for everyone without allowing for, the individual discussions or remediation.
Yeah, I understand that. I would guess that most of our teachers would say that over the past 15 or so years, some of the tools have been taken out of the tool belt that,
Yep.
were
And we've
used
also
more frequently.
seen, behavior of young people also kind of go in the wrong direction, so.
Yeah.
On that happy note,
I agree, it seems like we're becoming more lax on discipline while the need for discipline has
Not
increased.
us, but the state.
Yeah, by we, I meant as a side as whole, not me. But yeah, anyway, I guess it is what it is.
but thank you, John, for making that comment.
I'll make a motion to, thank you, I'll make a motion to approve policy review, item 8.2.
I'll second.
We have a motion by trustee Fenske, a second by trustee Falcom. All in favor? Aye. No one opposed, so 8.2 carries 5-0. We'll go to 8.3 for the next set of stuff. On debt issuance and management. This does not sound as exciting.
This is the longest one.
I was just hoping you could maybe give us a very high level Reader's Digest summary of.
Well, I would say the high level is we're not planning on doing any of this anytime soon.
Okay, good, I'll take it.
Really, it's really just tightening up and changing some of the instruments and making sure that we have policies that state that we're gonna be good stewards, that we're gonna look for that we're gonna have all the right people in place if we do decide to go out for a bond. So there's some mechanisms out there that aren't allowed anymore, and so it's just kind of cleaning up some of that. But again, we aren't currently in the need for looking for that, so we have, Creekview going, and we're good with that right now. This is just really just cleaning up the language that we already had that matches the state.
Basically, what I understand is if we should need to pursue that route, we're gonna take a more longitudinal strategic approach to pursuing these funds and instruments. Okay, thank you. I would expect nothing less.
Yes, and we would always look for what's least impactful on our community. That's always the first thought.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve item 8.3.
8.3.
One second, or who else?
Are we gonna
Tracy
arm
seconded.
wrestle over that one? Is that-
Tracy's on it, huh?
Yeah.
Right, so we have a motion by trustee Walker and a second by trustee Balcom, all in favor? Aye. None opposed, I'm assuming no one's changed their mind, so it passes 5-0. Oh, look at the time, it's just before 8. Okay,
I have a
so,
question on pending agenda items though.
yes,
So we have the MAC curriculum adoption recommendation next, the next meeting,
yes,
correct? Is there a way I could swing by and take a look at some of the curriculum items on that?
They're all in the front lobby,
Okay.
Yep. all
Okay,
of them.
and John, you can also contact Shay and we can go sit in on it.
sounds good, okay, thank you.
Okay, so our next regularly scheduled, did anyone have anything else? No, awesome, okay, our next scheduled meeting, yes,
So close.
I need to give you a bell.
Jamming.
We're still good, still good. I just wanted to acknowledge between now and the next meeting, we have 2 different employee appreciation weeks. At the beginning of May is our certificated teaching staff, counselors, psychologists, so there's a recognition that'll be happening between now and then classified employees appreciation week is the week of our board meeting, May 21st, so you'll see some stuff hopefully come out from us and then our next board update. And hopefully you can send your, well wishes to our staff. So I just wanted to say that since we're not gonna meet until after one of them.
Thank you. Okay, so we will see you all back on May 21st, 2026. And we'll see what our pending agenda items are besides the math curriculum approval. And with that, it is 7:59, bless you. Meeting is adjourned.
No, see, good job.